Hello guys, it's Ngati to Top English. As usually, we are going to talk about calculation of column, like pre-dimensioning of a column. We have already done the one of a beam. So if you are new on the channel, don't forget just to check. You will see a video on pre-dimension of beam or even the calculation of a footing. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe also to the channel. Okay, so how are we going to pre-dimension a column? First of all, what is a column? Column is a structural element, a reinforced concrete structural element which is actually vertical, and which the work is to receive the load coming from the beam and to transfer into the column, for example, of the floor under. If if it's a story building, which will actually transfer it to the dwarf pillar, which will transfer by their at their own level to the footing. Okay, so that's what is a column. Okay, so how do we pre-dimension a column? We actually need to do what we call load distribution. Okay, but since to make the load distribution is a bit long, we will not join it in this video. We'll make another video where I will actually explain you how to make the load distribution. Okay, so here we just assume that we have already done the load distribution, and then we'll just use it for our calculation. Okay, so if you assume we are going to make the pre-dimensioning of this column, for example, in our on this example, so let's assume that the we have done the load distribution, and then we obtain a load of 0.4 megapascal. That's the ultimate load applied on this column. Okay, we'll call our ultimate load NU is equal to what? Is equal to 0.4 megapascal. Okay, you understand why we are converting, even though in your calculation you might obtain your ultimate load in terms of kilonewton. So you will very soon understand why we need to convert it in megapascal. So this is a cross section of our column. This our A, this our B. So the section of our column is actually A times B. Okay, so how do we get the section? By simply using this formula, which says that the section should be greater or equal than the ultimate load, okay, apply on the column divided by 10. Okay, the ultimate load is actually with the self load of the column. Don't forget it, since it's that column that we are trying to make the pre-dimensioning. Okay, we are trying to do is pre-dimensioning, so we actually analyze when we anyway you will learn it in the load distribution video. Okay, so what is this 10? This 10 is actually a stress, or is the applied stress, okay, which is usually given in meganewton per meter square. So from there you can understand why we need to convert this ultimate load in meganewton. So we already have the formula, we already have our ultimate load applied on our column, so we just make the calculation. We will be having 0.4 megapascal, okay, divided by 10 megapascal per meter square is gonna give 0.04 meter square. So we have our section, which is equal to 0.04 meter square. From here we have done the biggest work already. We already know the cross section of this our column, so we just need now to guess the value of A or B, or assume that depending on in our need. Okay, so if we want a rectangular column, we guess the value of A and we found the one of B. And see, if we want a square column, we just set A to be equal to B. Okay, so we'll just assume that it's a rectangular column and guess our value of A to be 0.15 meter. Okay, so how do we get it? You know that A times B is equal to what? Is equal to 0.04 meter square. So by calculation, our B will be equal to what? B will be equal to 0.04 meter square divided by what? By 0.15 meter. So we'll have a B of, let's just punch, when punching 0.4 divided by 0.15, we obtain 0.26666. okay, 0.26666. Because of that 0.666, we will just round it up to 0.27 centimeter, 27 meter. Okay, so now for the sake of implementation, to easy the work of our technician or our labor on chantier, or our workers on chantier, okay, we'll have to like round it up in, so that they can easily get a board, for example, of 30, because it's not easy to find a board of, for example, 0.27 meter on site. So we just round this b to be equal to 30, or I'm already converting in centimeter to 0.3 meter. So at the end of the day, we can conclude that we have our column. Our column is of cross section 15. Let's just convert it in centimeter. 15 centimeter by 15 centimeter by 10 by 30 centimeter. Okay, so that's the cross section of our column. So if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget always to leave the blue finger, okay, or like the video, share the video, subscribe. Very, very important. Subscribe to the channel to encourage our channel. And see you soon for the next video. Love you guys. Don't forget to smile always.